Please close your eyes, please. Okay, friends. Our subject today we wanted to discuss is effortless remembrance. How to remember yourself, be yourself without any struggle, complications, effort of any kind. Now, before going into that, remembering yourself, let us discuss what does it mean to remember. What does it mean just to remember? Now, I asked you, close your eyes. Suppose that time I ask you, please remember. Listen carefully, we'll go simple step by step and you see it for yourself. Suppose I ask you, you closed your eyes and I asked you, please remember. When I say that word, please remember, what shall you do? With your eyes closed, you are sitting down there, you shall wait for my next word. Swamiji asked me to remember what? So expectedly, you shall be expecting that suggestion from me as to what is he going to ask me to remember. Suppose I ask you, please remember, and I don't say anything, you'll be waiting. Because you have got a huge fund of memories from your childhood until now. How many memories you have? Millions. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of memories you have. You are waiting for me to suggest which one to remember. So you are not that time remembering anything in as such. You are just waiting to remember. When you are waiting to remember, and there is no such particular thought I have named as such, so therefore you are just waiting. In what? You are waiting consciously. You are waiting in consciousness. You are not, if you are not very smart or aware of yourself, you shall be waiting for my suggestion. And what does it mean to wait? Wait means waiting to listen to what I am going to ask you. And you are very conscious. If I say that now, that moment you are conscious, you cannot deny it. You are one with yourself, consciousness, but not aware. The moment I say, remember, your school days, boom. From that thousands of memories, your school, where you had your first lessons, when you are 5 years, 6-year-old, comes back. That the memory came back. How do we know? You were waiting. Waiting means waiting, being conscious, but not conscious that you are conscious. You are waiting for the thought to come, but you are not waiting for the consciousness to happen. Please see it as it is, friends. Please remember. You remember in consciousness, because remembering is not a physical activity. When you are remembering, it's a subtle mental activity, waiting for a thought to come. If I say, ignore that thought, you will be conscious, but waiting for the thought to disappear. So remembering means, the moment I say remember, you are waiting consciously. If I tell you, remember your childhood, you'll wait for the childhood thought. Remember your first job, you'll wait to remember that particular day or the job and all that. Suppose I ask you, when I ask you remember, you will be expecting me to tell you something about your life. Remember your village, remember your trip to Himalayas. You have to wait for. Suppose that moment I say, please remember, and with that I leave you, then I tell you, remember to be conscious. Remember what it means to be conscious. Which thought you shall wait for? If I ask you that word, please remember to be conscious. What thought you shall wait for? What sound? What touch? You can close your eyes and listen. What sight? What taste? What smell? What should you remember? To be conscious. What thought must you remember? What emotion must you remember? What idea must you remember? Or what is that something, anything, a name or a form, you must remember. You don't need to remember any name, any form, any sound, any touch, any taste, any smell, any sight. Nothing whatsoever is needed for you to remember being conscious, aware. It's instantaneous. In fact, you yourself will laugh at yourself and you'll also ask me, Swamiji, what are you asking me to remember this self? I am not forgotten. It cannot be forgotten. You can forget the memory of your childhood. You can forget the sound of a music. You can forget the touch of something. You can forget the taste of something, smell of something, sight of something. You may forget a name for something. You may forget the form of something. Meaning that thought, that word, that form, that name may not come in your consciousness. Sometimes you see the face of a person, you struggle for the name to come. You remember a name, but you struggle for the form. The nameless, the formless, the self-awareness that you are, how are you going to forget? If you have to remember something with a name, listen carefully, friends, it is so sweet, so simple, so nice. For God's sake, for your sake, please see it instantaneously. If you have to remember something with a name, that name must be etched in your head, because without that name, the object that is named will not be remembered. Without that form, you can't remember that object. Or if you have associated that memory with a sound, you have listened to a bird, somebody had told a name, but in time you have forgotten it. Then you sit down somewhere, that bird song begins, and you rake your brain. What was that name? What was that name? The struggle for the remembrance, struggle for remembering happens in your self-consciousness. Being conscious is not a struggle. If you have associated, and your memories are usually associated with a name or a form, then without that name, without that form, without that sensation, memory of that sensation, you can't remember anything about that object. But that you are struggling to remember something, you are conscious. That as the person said the name of the bird, cuckoo, and the bird's picture came up, you are instantly remembering, oh, I know that, I know that. So to remember something, if you remember with a name, you are instantaneously conscious. If you are struggling to remember that name, you are also conscious. And to be conscious, please do not, listen to it carefully, do not, Mahadeva, brand that consciousness It is all pervasive, it is Chetana, it is this. It is something never can be forgotten, it is Sat Chit Ananda. Suppose you have associated with those names, just like while giving a talk, the words don't come to your head, you are finished. So if the name doesn't come, you think as though the self is gone, the truth is gone. That is what intellectual understanding. Intellectual understanding means being familiar with the names. What is Atma, Chetana, Satchidananda Swarupoham, Aham Brahmasmi? 100% mark in philosophy examination. Life gives you 0. Because you have mugged up the names, the words, but what you are trying to describe, nameless, formless, no words can describe. Then you shall say, I can't remember Satchidananda. Oh, that Sanskrit word I remember. Oh, existence, knowledge, bliss. Oh. One set of words for another set of words. Who you are is not a set of words, not a word or a set of words or a book. That is why Upanishads themselves withdraw. Sarve Vedayat Padamamananti. All the Vedas talk about it. Tapamsi sarvani cha yad vadanti. All the austerities you undertake in order to be with what? Yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti. Desires of which people take to brahmachari life means dvaita varjana. There is no duality. Not married or unmarried. You are not married to duality. Remember yourself. Tatte padam sangrahena pravakshe. Yamaraj says, Nachiketas, I shall tell you it very briefly. And he made it really brief. Om iti eda, just one word. Om. And that Om, the word, is not the truth. It's like a sutra. Alpaksharam, asandigdham, saravat vishwato mukham. Very little words, it's just one word. And it has held within it the infinity. A, U, Ma, waking, dream, deep sleep. These are all matras. Between the letters, in between the letters, after the word, amatra, consciousness. At once, describing all the formless, the total formless as well as the form. Even that one word is not needed. Just like, friends, to remember the sound of flute, if I say sound of flute, already it is happening in your head. The sound of a harmonium, piano, violin, drum, you know now what's happening in your head. Silence. What sound comes for that? Start with that, friends, outside. You shall search for a sound in the source of the sound. You want to listen to the sound of a waterfall, Niagara Fall, go to Niagara, America. Yesterday somebody sent me a picture of our homely Kutralam Fall, out of the world. What a massive flood has come. If you have seen that photo, you cannot believe it. Huge. Tons of water suddenly started coming, like a flood. Everybody started running. If you want to see that, listen to the sound of the waterfall, you should have been there. Having listened to it from somebody, if you go tomorrow there or go today there, the water has gone already. There is no water, no sound, no fall, no sound. Silence prevails. Remember the sunrise, or go and see the sunrise. You have to wait for the sun to rise. The sun rises in vast space. Should you wait for the space? Waiting for a sunset, you shall wait for the sun to go down in the horizon. Will you wait for the space to set? Understand? I say, come on, let us see the football game, Olympics, all types of games. You shall wait. The event has to start. Running, high jump, long jump, discus throw, badminton, every game, they have to begin. Do you wait for the field? The stadium, the earth. Activities to begin, you have to wait. Earth already there. Sun to rise or set, you have to wait. Space already there. A musical instrument or a vocal music, the roaring of a lion, the call of a cuckoo. For any sound to begin, you have to wait. Silence, always there. Effortless. What do you do for the space to exist? What do you do for the silence to exist? What do you do for the earth to exist? Same way, you look at yourself. Your inner universe, for a thought to appear, you have to wait. In the land of consciousness, in the space of consciousness, in the sky of consciousness, Chidakasa, thoughts rise, thoughts set. You can wait for a thought to rise. You can wait for a thought to be replaced by another thought. Should you wait in the land of consciousness? Shall you wait for the consciousness? Yourself? Now friends, I hope you see that. Your physical body, forget 8 billion people in this earth, forget. Forget means just ignore. You let them be there or not, it doesn't matter. But it matters that your body is there. Now I am asking you a very simple, intimate question. Remember about yourself. I am not talking about remember the self. Remember about yourself as you describe yourself. I am rich outside. I am a man or woman, body. Young or old, condition of the body. I am seeing you are shifting from the land to the body to the eyes. I am listening, your ears. Touching, some other sensation. Taste, some other sensation. All these sensations happen to be in your memories, all different types of thoughts, inner universe. It's all about you. Now if I say, please remember, listen, I ask you, please remember your friend, your dear friend in a college or school. What shall you remember? You will remember that childhood body. That person is just not that body. Or it depends. Oh, he was the son of a very rich man, thousands of acres land. So you shall remember his land. Remember his car. Remember his house. Remember his poverty, his hurtment. I say, remember him. You shall remember his house, his car, his poverty, his prosperity. You shall remember his 10-year-old body. Which part of the body you shall remember? Many parts which you have not seen. You shall remember the face. And that is no more the same. 10-year-old body, 10-year-old face, now it has become 40-year-old, 50-year-old. What you are remembering is the past of the body, not the person. Or you shall remember something he had informed you. He introduced you to a sweet. He introduced you to a bad habit, like drugs. Or he had introduced you a bad word. He had introduced you a movie. So you remember that. To remember him, these thoughts will be triggered. This is all about him, nothing is him. But to remember him as he is, you don't have to remember what all things he has. But you remember all that he has or she had or he had, because whenever you are remembering yourself, you don't remember who you are remembering your house, your car, your poverty, your prosperity, your land, your body, a particular part of the body. My leg is broken, thigh is swollen, stomach is paining, kidney is failure, heart is problem, eyes are cataracted, ears are losing sight. Every part you remember. The whole person for you to remember will be very difficult. Or you shall remember one dominant emotion. That fellow told me yesterday, humiliated me, talked nonsense to me. Why do you persecute yourself? Get persecuted by these memories of what somebody told, what somebody did, what they did not do, what they spoke, what nonsense they had, gossip they started. This is your memory. These memories do not flash all the time, friends. Memories will flash when you sit down, nothing else to do. Whichever is dominant memory, that comes back. That is why you think of yesterday, today, or anxiety for tomorrow. Listen, friends, your yesterday, today, tomorrow, these little units of time happens in the womb of timeless. Timeless is neither a today, yesterday, or tomorrow. The roles that you remember, they had a beginning. You went to school, stayed, went away. Went to college, stayed, went away. Started a job, remained, retired. Got married, divorced, or a girl died, or a boy died, a man died, a woman died, a children, something happened, finished. You live with your memories. You do not remember that something in which field of consciousness the memories are floating, appearing, disappearing. You struggle to remember something, but can you struggle to remember consciousness? Ashram space, can you struggle to remember the ashram space? You may struggle to remember what happened 10 years back, 20 years back, now, this or that. Every moment you are walking on the earth, listen friends, so simple and so sweet. Every moment you are walking on the earth, your leg is touching the earth, but you don't remember the earth. Is it difficult to remember the earth? Or the right word is, how can I forget the earth while walking the earth? How can you forget the timeless consciousness in which the footprints of thoughts, the footprints of your life, the footprints of your childhood, the footprints of your youth, your old age, appear, disappear. You are walking on the seashore, fresh sand. As you are walking down, you can look back at your footprint. It's visible for a second. The next wave comes, is gone. At least on the seashore, your footprint may last for a second or a minute, depending on the arrival and the departure of a wave. In timeless expanse, your memories are immediately wiped into the womb of the past. Forgotten in time. But can the relative example, the footprint, the mighty ocean can obliterate, can wipe out. Can it take away the sand? Time can take away your thought footprints. Time can snatch, help you to forget the thought footprints of the entire life. Can it snatch, wipe out consciousness? Just close your eyes for a minute. Ask yourself, friends, are you busy dealing with your memories and completely oblivious of on the landscape in which the memory footprints appear, disappear. How can you ever forget the self, the awareness? It's not forgettable. And friends, other things you cannot remember forever. However good or bad the memories are, it will be forgotten. People forget death and disaster, rebuild their life. You are abused, you are exploited, you are hurt, you are destroyed, your money is taken away, siphoned away from the bank, somebody stole everything. They can even destroy your image. They can loot your land. They can take away everything that you have. But you can begin it all over again. You cannot protect it. The time will snatch all your memories. As they say, Pratyayanti gatah punarna divasa kalo jagat bhakshaka. Kala, the time, devours the universe. Where is yesterday today? Where is the rain? Where is the winter now? Where is the spring? Where is your childhood? Where is your 20-year-old body? Where are your friends with whom you spent your days? Even your thoughts. Where are all your memories? Your few memories are lingering, all in the line of being lost in oblivion. After some time, you won't even remember the places you have visited, the food that you have taken, the way you are humiliated, respected or disrespected. It doesn't matter. In an eternal presence, the past is lost forever. The future is yet to come. It all a total presence, and you cannot lose sight of that. And friends, as we saw, you can open your eyes and listen, close your eyes and listen, whichever you like. When I say effortless remembrance, first think, what does it mean to remember? Remembering is not a physical job of the body. Remembering is not the job of the sense organ. Your eyes don't remember. Your ears don't remember. Your tongue doesn't remember. Your body doesn't remember. You may say body has a memory. Yes, you can talk about that, but that doesn't mean anything, sir, to you. Your memories, the subtle thoughts. You can open your eyes also, you can do that, you close your eyes. And then what do you say? Oh, I am remembering these things. Why do you say that after closing the eyes? Because when you are opening your eyes, you are busy seeing the present world. That is why in meditation they ask you to close your eyes. Because if you keep your eyes open, near the sound or any touch or taste or anything, those will be continuously going in. So the activities are continuously going in. You want to see yourself where there is no activity, where there is no memory. So when you close your eyes, in a quiet place, Suchau deshe pratisthapya sthiram asanam atmana. Suchau deshe, like Bhagavad Gita will say, Suchau deshe pratisthapya, in a very clean, nice place, Sit down there. Asanam, sthiram asanam, steady posture. Nati chrutam, nati nijam, chailajana kusottaram. The place should not be too high or too low. Putting up a nice comfortable asanas. Tatra ekastha manokrutva. There. Being with yourself. Nakinchida vichintayet. No need to consciously remind something. You just be yourself. That you don't have to remind. The moment you close your eyes, you are conscious. The moment you open your eyes, also the consciousness doesn't go away. But when you open your eyes, in the presence of all the thought, all the different pictures, trees, animals, human beings, sounds, touches, suddenly seems to be, activity seems to have started as though you're forgetting consciousness. That is because we are being stupid. I'm telling you very sweetly. Just because your eyes open, are you unconscious? It looks like that. Tatra ekastham ekagram manakrut, tatra ekagram manakrutva. There's only one thing. Nakinchida vichintayet. Don't think of anything else. But yourself, the awareness, it doesn't come to go away. So remember this, see this. What does it mean to remember? At this moment you are in ashram, you are in the school, you are in wherever you are, in your own house. Sitting down in your own house, you are not remembering your house. Because how do you remember your house? Your house is there. You can remember 10 years back what happened in that house. But as the house as it is, what is there to remember? Now in this physical body of a home, you are sitting down. What all thoughts and emotions I picked up in this body? What all sensations I have picked up in this body? What all things were heard? What all things were touched? What all things were tasted? What all the things were smelt? What all things seen and all that? Through this body. Memories. The world has moved on. The body has moved on. Memories linger. The memories also move on. Consciousness lingers and lingers for eternity. So in every remembrance, when you remember something or some person or some sensation, some experience, some physical activity, sense organ activity, emotions, you have to struggle to remember. Consciousness is an eternal part of it. You can't record the sound without recording the silence. What can I say, friends? How much easy can I make? It's not only yourself I am making. I am making, but I am enjoying myself. Choice is yours. Take it, dump it, choice is yours. Can you record a sound without recording the silence? What more you need? Can you take a photo without the space? Can you take the photo of a constellation without the space? The vast blue sky or the colorless expanse? If it is so possible, you have to take the photo of your thought, consciousness, can it be wiped out? Huh? Your thoughts don't float in space outside, nor in the silence outside. Your thoughts are subtle, subtle space, consciousness. As even you cannot bring your body from one place to another place without the space in it, without being surrounded by the space, how are you going to think without the consciousness? Very nicely, Ramana Maharshi, that first line comes in Saddarsanam. Satpratyaya kimnu vihaya santam Rudyesha chintara hito rudakya katham smarama tamameyamekam tasya smruti tatra dudhaiva nishtha. Satpratyaya vihaya santam vihaya satpratyaya kimnu. Can a sat pratyaya, existing thought, be possible without this sat, the existence itself? Can anything exist without the existence itself? Meaning, can there be a tree without the space? Can there be a thought without the consciousness? Can there be a sound without the silence? That is this sat, existing principle. Knowing principle. Without the knowing principles, can anything be known? And that is the Hrudyesha Chinta Rahita Hrudakya, call it Hrud Chetana, consciousness. I don't want to explain that whole verse now. I think of it. Katham Smarama. How do I remember? Katham smarama tam ameyam ekam tam ameyam ekam katham smarama. Katham smarama, how do we remember it? Why? Ameyam, cannot be known. It is the knowing principle, cannot be forgotten. There is no rememberer, something to be remembered. It's all one and the same, ekam. Tasya smruti tatra dudhaiva nishtha. To say I remember, meaning, listen carefully, to say I remember, listen, I remember Mahabalipuram. Before you say the moment you say, listen carefully, the moment you say I am remembering, you are being conscious, waiting for a thought to come. Remembering what? In the very act of remembrance, you are invoking consciousness. Katham smarama. How to remember the consciousness in whose presence everything is remembered? I am going to, so sweet. I'm going to, yes, Mahabalipuram, a point in space. But when you say, I am going, where are you going? In space. Wow. Are you getting that? I am going. Where? How to remember what? In whose presence I remember everything. Something other than it. So if you have made all your learning a bunch of words, descriptions, practices, sensations, and sometimes you forget, you end up in somebody's house. You start somewhere, go somewhere. You don't know in Chetana, in the highway of consciousness, in the all-pervasiveness of it. There is no losing track. You can never lose track of space. You are watching the satellite in the space. You are not watching the space. There is no space watching satellite. Star watching satellite can be there. Earth watching satellite can be there. Space watching satellite? There is no consciousness watching thought. Thoughts are watched, seen in consciousness. Therefore, it's absolutely effortless. See that. Close your eyes. Even when you feel, oh, I am forgetting myself, how? Who said that to you? I am forgetting. How do you know that? You are speaking the words that has its origin in your thoughts. Your mind is struggling, the thought, the I is struggling. I forget. Do you forget to remember that you forgot? Can you forget to remember that you forgot? How do you know you are forgetting? I know. What do you know? I am forgetting. So you are knowing or forgetting? Don't lose yourself in the words and descriptions. Can't also, because the words will disappear anyway. And you can't lose sight of yourself. As I told you, remember, friends, you can't record these sounds without silence being a part of it. You can't record your stupidities and emotions and confusions without making wisdom, consciousness, an inseparable part of it. Choice is yours. To be yourself, in fact, to be yourself there is no choice. To be with the thought or not to be with the thought, that is your choice. Immortality, happiness, bliss, wisdom, helplessly choiceless. You are who you are, even if you don't like it. You don't believe it, you don't want it. It doesn't matter. Infinity embraces you. You are an inseparable part. As even everything is an inseparable part of the infinite existence. Call it Chetana, Brahman, Paramatma, Paramdham, Ishvara, whichever way you like. Or you don't like any name, that also is fantastic. Choice is yours. Be that. All times, all places, all conditions. Thank you, friends. Thank you.